Welcome to Simply Meditation, and thank you for being here. Let us first take a look together at meditation, what it is and how it works, and why the need for it. So what is meditation? Meditation is really taking time for yourself and getting to know yourself better. Some people may believe that meditation is an escape to a faraway wonderland. Yet really, it is more like taking a little holiday from time to time by ourselves, while still remaining where we are and still doing what we do. The big bonuses being we can take them as often as we like. It takes just a few minutes of travel time, and the relaxing and rejuvenating benefits are lasting. So how exactly does meditation work? Meditation is a process that calms the endless activity of our minds and allows us to access a state of deep rest, very similar to sleep, except we are fully awake and alert. Some studies have also shown that those who meditate regularly need less sleep, and those with sleeping difficulties sleep better. So who is meditation for? Anybody whose mind is constantly busy and shifting between planning for the future or going over and over past events. Much like a battery, constantly leaking energy for no good reason. In other words, meditation is for everybody. Many shy away from meditation, believing that it is something that only happens in a remote cave or forest somewhere, and which requires hours of time we don't necessarily have, or that it is a part of a religion. None of this is true. Meditation can take just a few minutes of your time and can happen in the comfort of your own home. And even though meditation has been practiced for thousands of years, it still remains a science, which means that the process follows a particular order, it has definite principles, and it produces results that can be verified. In fact, modern science has become increasingly interested in meditation as more and more results are being verified. Does one need a meditation technique? Yes, to help you get started, much like planting a seed. A meditation technique is a way or tool to help us to quieten our minds. It follows a sequence of steps, which is usually repetitive, much like a training process, to help us over time develop control over our minds. And why do we need to control our minds in the first place? Have you ever seen a monkey jumping around from one branch to another? This is very much how our minds behave also. And how does such a monkey mind face life's daily challenges in a more coherent way? Regular meditative practice affords us a calm state of mind. And a calm state of mind is also a clear and focused mind. And so, we are then able to respond to life's daily challenges more gracefully and intelligently. Let's remember, we all live in an ever-changing world where very little remains constant or even predictable. from one moment to the next, from one day to another. So does meditation magically remove these challenges from our lives? It does not. But we are able to cope better, respond better, and not struggle through it. We are able to communicate better, relate better, find solutions that work faster, and be more creative. So meditation is really a balancing act, one we all need as we move through this world. I have just now shared with you an overview of meditation and hopefully answered some of your questions. But in the end, it will be your very own experience of this process that will serve as your voice of authority in what meditation is really about and what it does for you. So let this be your personal invitation as we now begin with Simply Meditation. What is Simply Meditation? Simply Meditation is a set of 9 very simple and versatile techniques, generously and skillfully put together by a yoga master or teacher, namely Swami Vishwananda. He specifically had in mind the everyday person with limited time looking for some peace, or simply a way to relieve stress. The key signature of Simply Meditation is that it also reconnects us with the love we hold or carry inside of us, the existence and nature of which is not dependent on anything external or outside of us. Scientific research is finding and correlating the effect of love on general health and well-being more and more. The heart was always known to be a higher tool of understanding in ancient times, and we also often say, follow your heart. And now scientific studies are showing the immense and incomparable power of our heart's magnetic field. I will be guiding you through 2 different Simply Meditation techniques in the 2 audios that will follow. Let's first talk a little bit about these 2 techniques, how they work, and their benefits. The first technique is called observing the breath. The benefits of observing the breath are calming of the mind, improved concentration and focus, and for the first time we become aware of another aspect of ourselves, which is the observer. We also become aware of our breath, which is a vital aspect of life we often take for granted. This simple process of just watching or observing our own breathing serves to quieten our minds and bring us into the present moment. With this technique of observing the breath, you will be holding a hand position called Jnana Mudra, which is a Sanskrit term. Some of you may already be familiar with this hand pose. The reason for this hand position or gesture is that it helps us to direct or focus our attention better on the process. How we do it is by bringing the tips of the thumb and index finger lightly together with a feather-soft touch or pressure, while the other 3 fingers are outstretched, fingers relaxed and very slightly apart. Both your hands will be placed in this position on your thighs, palms facing upward. Please familiarize yourself and get comfortable with this hand position. Remember to keep your hands relaxed and the pressure light. I will now talk you through the steps of observing the breath technique. Please don't try doing anything at this point. Just listen and familiarize yourself with the steps that follow. Let's begin. In this technique, you will be seated in a chair, on the floor, anywhere that you find comfortable, with your back straight or in an upright position. You may sit in a cross-legged position or simply with your feet on the ground. You will hold the hand position Jnana Mudra with both hands on your thighs, palms facing upward. You will close your eyes as this is more relaxing and also avoids distractions in the room. If you are not comfortable with closing your eyes, in the beginning you may keep them open. You will observe your breath moving through your nose, in and out. Do not try to control your breath. Simply follow your breath. It can be shallow or deep, long or short. It is important to breathe naturally and comfortably at your own pace. Only if you cannot breathe through your nose, you may breathe through your mouth. While following my guidance, you may fall out of step. This is okay. Just continue with your breathing and observing your breath. Remember, this is meant to be an enjoyable and relaxing process. Thoughts will be coming in during this time. This is perfectly normal and okay. Do not wrestle with your thoughts or try to push them away or become irritable with yourself. Just allow these thoughts or even images to come and go, always coming back to your breath and the awareness of your in-breath and out-breath. Use and allow your own breath to be your anchor, to always bring you back to the process. And you will find over time your thoughts will begin to slowly lessen. So be patient with yourself during this process. You will keep your eyes closed until I signal you to open them. And when doing so, you may open your eyes slowly from a lowered position to adjust better to the light in the room. This technique is done for at least 3 to 5 minutes and can be done at any point in the day or night. The second technique is called hand on heart meditation. The benefits of hand on heart meditation is that it supports the shift from thinking to feeling and rediscovering and reconnecting to the unconditional love within us. And for the first time here, we become aware of our heart as a resource, which we often neglect to tap into. This technique has the added advantage of pulling you very quickly out of a very stressful situation. Let's talk through the steps for hand on heart meditation. Again, don't try doing anything at this time. Just follow the steps and familiarize yourself with them. Let's begin. This next technique is done seated, on the floor or chair, lying down or standing. You don't use Jnana Mudra or any hand gesture with this technique. Again, your eyes will ideally be closed. You will place your right hand over your forehead without touching yourself, just a few centimeters in front of your forehead. You will hold this position for a few moments. Your left hand remains relaxed on your lap or side. You will then slowly move your right hand down to your heart center, which is in the center of your chest. Again, just a few centimeters away without touching your chest. You will hold this position for a few minutes until I signal you to gradually bring your hand down to your lap or side, depending on your seated, lying down, or standing position. Again, your eyes will remain closed until I signal you to open them. This technique takes at least 1 to 5 minutes and can be done at any time of the day or night. Hand on heart meditation can also be done just before you sleep and on waking, whilst you are still in bed, to help you get a more restful sleep, as well as setting the tone for your next day. Both techniques can each be done on their own. They can even be done one after the other, in no particular order, just depending on what benefit you are looking for. Any meditation process is ideally done at least an hour or two after a meal, to allow your digestive process to first settle down. We are now ready to begin with the guided meditations which follow. See you there.